What's going on, everybody? This is Mr. Diamond. We didn't do a splash screen this time because this is not just an entirely Minecraft-based video just for fun. This is an update video that I wanted to make. We are in the Minecraft world, and I figure since there's not really a whole lot of other stuff that's going to be going on, I figure I might as well do a little bit of caving while I'm talking about this. So I believe this will be going out on Monday. I don't remember exactly what date that is. But I just wanted to touch base with everybody a little bit. Before I forget though, it turns out I happened to build my house like right on top of a spider spawner, so that was kind of cool. Make some torches. To begin, the first thing that I wanted to make sure that I said, because I feel like I've forgotten to say it during a couple of videos, and I want to make sure that you've heard it, is that you guys are doing great. Like, whatever you can do, even if you feel like you're not doing your work enough, or that you feel like you're kind of turning things in late, or if you just are barely scraping by, and you're a ball of stress all the time, you're still doing a great job. This is a very hard situation for all of us to be in. This is something that literally no one has ever really had to experience in our lifetime. Obviously, there's parallels to the flu pandemic almost 100 years ago, and there's a couple of other similar scary things, or economically speaking, there's things like this that have happened in our lifetimes. But like, this is a complete. Is that a second? Okay, I thought that was a piece of cobblestone. I was about to lose my mind. But this is not something that anyone else has experienced or knows how to deal with. There is no right way to be dealing with the situation. So if you've gained 5 pounds because you just now eat exclusively frozen or junk food, like that's fine. I mean, you can work out more after this. Like there's a lot of stress going on. Some of us just don't have the physical energy to do that. If you've done the opposite of that and you now work out 10 hours a day and you have like a six packs, like kudos. I wish I could do that. That would be sweet. But I want to start by saying that you guys are doing a great job, even if you feel like you are not. As long as you are trying, you are doing the best that you can. That's all that really matters here. So don't feel inadequate or feel inept or anything like that just because you don't feel like you're doing enough. And to go with that, I wanted to talk a little bit more about some of the stuff for the assignments, because I feel like it was a little bit misinterpreted. And I hope that it hasn't caused any of you any undue stress, but just in case it has, I wanted to be a little bit clear. So, I make a daily log every day, which I am sure you've noticed. If you haven't noticed that by now, oh boy, you've got a lot of stuff to go back and look at. And I know that will send you an email that whenever I've posted it, and I know that they are all labeled for a day. My intention and my goal with the daily log is to take material and split it up in such a way that it, in theory, assuming that you can and you are fortunate enough to be able to do that you could do only the stuff that's listed on that day. You could watch this YouTube video, then the next day watch the notes, then the next day work on the worksheet, then the next day continue working on the worksheet, and then the next day turn in the worksheet. That would normally be like only 1 to 2 days in class worth of stuff, but I'm spreading it out and I'm trying to make it a more manageable, more bite-sized chunk that you can kind of break apart. And I know that some of you have difficulties actually like figuring out like when to do stuff, how much of that stuff you should be doing. So that was my goal with the daily log. You are not expected to log on every single day and do the daily log. I know some of you have work. I know some of you are babysitting the people in your family. I know some of you are making horrible life choices and deciding to just play video games and sleep and then cram them all in on like Friday. All of that is I don't think you should do that last one. But all of them are choices that you are allowed to make and choices and things you're allowed to do to handle the situation. So I do not penalize you if you end up making them late. However, I do. They are all for points. Like every single one of them is going to be worth points. So make sure that you go in and make sure you type your name, because again, even on the ones where you don't have to do anything, you have to interact with it some way. You can type into the personal update. You can tell me what kind of food you're eating. You can tell me how your pets are going. You can tell me how your video game stuff is doing. Or you can just type your name and move on, if there's not any actual assignments in there. But you don't have to do that on the day of. So do not feel overwhelmed and feel like you have to do something every single day. Otherwise, you're going to start falling behind and you're not going to be able to do anything like that. I've specifically pieced it out to be kind of a lower amount of work, and I've specifically made it so that way you can, in theory, do all of them on the weekend. If you're busy all week and like on the weekend your parents are home, and then that's when you can actually like afford to sit down and do schoolwork and not be interrupted or not be babysitting your little siblings or anything like that, you can do all of your work on Saturday. I really wouldn't recommend doing that for all of your classes, because that's an easy way to just stress yourself out because you're just doing it all in one go. But that is my goal there. My goal was not to make you feel like you have to keep up and do like one thing every day. So if you need to miss a day, like if you just are like mentally exhausted because something happened, or you need to go binge watch something for a day and finish it, or you just want to go outside and like spend a day outside or hang out with your family, like you're allowed to do that. This is a crisis situation. This is a thing that, you know, we're all trying to deal with the best we can. So don't feel like I will be mad at you, or that you're missing out, or that you're screwing up, or you're making a mistake. If you do that is totally okay. My stuff is specifically designed for you to be allowed to do that if that's what you want to do. So I hope that clears it up. I really hope I was not causing anybody. I'm in dangerous territory here. I hope it hasn't caused anybody any stress where they feel like, oh my gosh, Diamond's giving us this thing every day. I have to get it done, otherwise I'm going to fall super behind. Like, no, that should not be how you are feeling or handling this situation. Now, if you're like me, obviously, you're going to just stress out because there's something due and you like feel like you're super behind and like, yeah. However, as lenient as I am and with the deadlines and stuff like that, and I've been accepting mostly things that are late, like if you just can't do it, you have to be responsible to yourself and you have to keep up with it. Like I said, every single one of them is going to be for a grade. And if you do not do them, you will lose points, and those points can drag your grade down. This is not one of those situations where like we're just going to give everybody a free pass, and just because you were doing good before all of this started, we're going to then say that you just passed the class. Like, no, I'm still teaching you new material, and I'm teaching you, especially for those of you who plan on going into science fields, I am teaching you a lot of material that is going to be very important. In fact, I saved most of the math, but the math is like one of the most important parts of the class. Like, this is stuff that if you plan on taking future chemistry classes, especially if you plan on taking advanced chemistry, obviously we're going to make some tweaks because, you know, I'm teaching you. But if you want to go to college, like, you really want to be getting practice with this stuff. And in college, you're going to have to do a lot of learning by yourself anyway. So this is good practice for that. It's kind of getting you prepared for what that type of experience might be like for you. So this is a good time to practice your accountability and to figure out, get yourself on a schedule. Dr. Boyd sent out that video where he talked about, you know, making sure that you're still waking up on time. I still wake up every morning, also partially because my wife is, you know, going to work. But I wake up every morning and I still kind of go about generally my own daily routine. Now, I now play Minecraft videos instead of teaching during some of my classes, but, you know, that's just a perk of the business, I guess, or the situation that we're in, and trying to bring you guys a little bit of joy and normalcy to this whole experience. But try to just set it up that way. Another good tip that I haven't actually seen or heard people like sharing tips like this out, but set aside a dedicated space and do not make that space, as I'm actually going to contradict myself literally as soon as I say it, but do not set up a space that's a space that you usually use for something that's fun. And I don't mean that to like try to make it sound like you need to have a negative association with it, but it's more just if you are like doing it in bed or in your bedroom, when you're in your bedroom, you're probably thinking about sleeping, or you're probably, if you do it in your living room on your couch, you're probably thinking about watching stuff on TV. So instead of doing that, what you should do is try to find a spot and make that spot where you will work on homework. Now, obviously, I'm breaking that because all of the work that I'm doing is pretty much done at this desk. And I will admit that's part of the reason that I sometimes have struggled with this, is because I'm sitting here and I'm like, I have access to YouTube and I have access to Facebook and I have access to all of my games, and I could just be playing Minecraft instead of working on the notes for chemistry or whatever. So that is a very good piece of advice. Even if it's the same, like just sitting at your kitchen table, instead of like sitting on your couch or something like that, you might be surprised at how much that actually helps you in being able to focus a little bit more on your work and get a little bit more done. We're out of torches, but we're gonna YOLO it a little bit. I don't see anything down here. I can get this a little bit of iron. So again, we are working with you, all of your teachers. I hope all of them. I don't know if I'm more or less lenient than other teachers, but we'll all work with you if you have situations, but you do also have to be accountable to yourself. And if you're not doing all of your work because you're sleeping in until 2 p.m. and then you just play video games, and then at like 9 o'clock you're like, oh, let me look and see what diamond assigned, like you're not doing yourself any favors. And you should definitely try adjusting that, especially because like we still got a ways to go. Like assuming that nothing happens and gets us out early, which I am not privy to that, and I assume that's not going to happen, except for those of you who are seniors who will be getting out early, I believe. Again, don't hold me to that. But unless you're in that situation, like you're just kind of we've got like a month plus left. Like we got over a month worth of school left. There's at least one more test in chemistry, probably 2 more tests, although that second test will probably end up being your final. And then in advanced chemistry, there's going to be probably 1 test, and then in physics, there's also going to be 1 test. So we've still got like a lot of stuff that we can be getting through. And in the most negative way, I guess I could word it, would be your grade can still drop dramatically just because of the fact that you're, not doing the work that we're assigning on here. Now, my tests are different. Advanced chemistry and physics can attest, if you have friends that are in those classes. The test I gave them was quite a bit differently. It was a lot shorter, and it required a lot more depth of knowledge than it did just have answering like a whole bunch of questions. But it was a test, and it affected their grade. So please make sure that you're still focusing on that. And don't let your grade drop, and don't put yourself in a bad situation just because, we're in a rough situation, and you kind of use that time to not be a little bit productive. And another thing to kind of note in relation to that, if you're like, well, I don't want to do this, I've heard some schools aren't. Those schools are going to have so much of a rougher time next year. Like, can you imagine trying to learn like the stuff that you're learning in math class right now, if you didn't actually know the stuff you were expected to be taught the year before? Like, they're going to have to cram so much more material. Now, there's going to be gaps in the knowledge that you guys have, because obviously we can't teach you the same amount of stuff. In chemistry, we would have gotten through 2 or 3 more chapters. But now we're only going to be able to get through, like, I don't know, probably just this one, and then we're going to try our best to get through one after this. I may have to abbreviate it and cut it down to just the bare bones, but we'll try to get through as much as we can. Oh, I have a donkey, by the way, so this is my donkey. This seed is dumb. I guess I didn't actually get a chance to tell you guys this. So I found that spawner. I also found a desert temple. I also found a second abandoned village, and I found a desert village, and I died in a raid like 3 times. And I have a totem of undying. Like, I have 4 diamonds, a totem of undying. I've not even seen a gold, a diamond, or a redstone ore in real life, and I also have like 40 emeralds. So this seed apparently is, I don't know if bedrock spawn stuff is different, or if I just got super lucky or what, but I did break a bunch of iron shovels trying to help make this path so I can get from place A to place B a little bit easier, though. Let's build a little crappy cobble bridge in here. Oh, that didn't work. Well, gotta do the best with what we got. Okay, I have notes for this because I, wanted to make sure that this actually covered all the important stuff. So I'm gonna consult my notes once I get back on my donkey. There we go. Okay, Zooms. Obviously, I hope if you didn't get an email or didn't get the notification thing about the Zooms, please let me know, because that is. Oh yeah, I can't. Donkeys can't swim. Silly diamond. Just gonna push him. Can I push him? Okay, we'll push him over there. I have the Zoom set up now. Oh yeah, this is a bedrock thing, I think. I don't actually need to like shift. I've trash talked bedrock, but being able to do that's pretty cool. Although I guess I'll have to still practice. Yeah, well, whatever. I have the Zoom set up. We're gonna do them 2 times a week is the plan. There's also this really cool ravine over here, but we're falling in holes, I guess. I have them set up for 2 times a week. We're going to do them on Tuesday at 11 a.m. to noon, and then Wednesday or Friday from 2 to 3 p.m. I think that seemed like that'll give a good mix of like there's one kind of in the middle of the week, one kind of at the end of the week. And then that's also like a morning afternoon one, and then a like late afternoon one for depending on like the times that you guys have to work and stuff like that. Like I mentioned before, I will answer questions for that. Really, if you want questions answered or like examples worked out, I mean, I feel like I would just be doing the same thing that I'm doing on the extra practice videos that I upload, like the videos where I show like, here's me working on an example. I would do the same thing. Like I don't think it would really turn that much different, except you'd be able to ask questions in between. But if you have specific questions, or if you want, I guess I can try to come up with some extra example problems. This is kind of neat. It's like all dropped down there. But I can try to work out extra stuff, but like I said, it's not going to be much different than what I've already been working out. But if you have content and material questions that you want to talk about, like we can do that. If you have anything that you like, you know, want me to go over again in more detail, I can pull up the notes. I can do that. I can play Guitar Hero. You can watch me play Minecraft. I don't know. Like I said, it's just gonna kind of be a thing for all of us to be able to interact and kind of hang out with each other, and you'll be able to talk to your classmates again, which I know some of you have especially mentioned that's one of the things you're really looking forward to for it. But moral of that is, if you have questions, I would probably, like, unless you feel like it's something you can only really say in out loud and in person, I would recommend just getting your like questions to me in email. I can answer them a lot quicker, and I can kind of make sure that like I can send you a short video of it. I can send you a picture of the work. I can explain. I can double check if you're doing things right. I've had quite a few people ask me some questions, and I think I've answered them pretty effectively through email without needing to do anything. So I guess it has to be a certain distance away. That kind of makes sense, but I feel like it just works a little bit better doing it that way. I'm checking my notes here. The only other, I could have totally been a lava pit. Now I'd have just fallen in and died. The only other question that I had was, so obviously at the very beginning, especially in chemistry, I gave you like a whole bunch of worksheets and stuff to do like right at the very beginning. And then I kind of slowed the pace back down, and I feel like it's good having it slowed paced, but this kind of goes in relation to the thing I was talking about at the beginning. Would you guys prefer, and this is obviously, oh, hey, it's an enchanted axe. Neat. This is where I died during that raid, by the way, so that's probably what that's from. But would you rather that I give like still kind of do the same thing that I'm doing now, where I just put out the material as soon as I have it, but would you rather that I not do it as logs? Like if I just like post like, here's the video, I don't give you points for doing just the log, like just doing it, but I do give assignments or give questions and stuff like that. I just want to check and see, because I've heard from talking with some of the other teachers and in the grade level meeting, they've talked about how it can be really overwhelming getting like a buttload of emails from all your teachers. Like Monday morning, you get like 20, 30 emails or whatever from all of your teachers posting all of the stuff for it. And I think my logs, like separating them out, I hope that breaks it up a little bit. That was also part of the goal there, was like I said, to break it up. But if you think it would be easier for me to do less, so you just can see less things and it doesn't clog up your views, let me know, and I can consider that. Again, it would have to be a large portion, because I think a lot of people seemed to like it, but if I overwhelmingly get people who are like, no, I would rather we do like, you know, only a log every time there's something really meaningful, don't break it up for us, just give us the notes and then give us the videos and give us the worksheet, and then we'll work them at our own pace. Like I can do that. I was just kind of breaking it up to try to help you guys out. I don't know how misguided that was. So please leave me feedback on that in like the box to the side or wherever. As I mentioned before, I do really appreciate the stuff where you guys are leaving me messages about what's going on in your life and anything important that's happening. So please continue to do that. I think that's the end of kind of my notes stuff. This world is dumb. I mean, I wasn't talking about the real world. I was talking about the Minecraft world. But I mean, you could also argue, I guess, that the real world is dumb. But I feel like it's just so many like crazy, like lucky things that have happened to get this to like occur. Oh yeah, there's a leftover from that raid. I don't know how to get rid of them unless I get a bow and arrow and stuff, I guess. So there's the village that was kind of like off to the side of my stuff. I think over that direction is the abandoned one right there, and then I'm gonna walk that way, and then that direction I think is where my actual house is. So we're gonna walk back there. I don't know if I'm gonna leave you guys on there. I hope that answers some of the questions and concerns you maybe have. I do also want to restate the thing that I said multiple times early on, but just to make sure that you are hearing it in two places. This is a tough situation. Nobody knows what the right thing to do is. Like we don't know like, oh, this is how you should be handling it, or this is how you should be going about all of your stuff. Like we don't have that answer. So there's that desert temple, by the way, also. That leads into like a ravine cave thing. Again, this map is like I don't even know how like crazy this is. This also has a whole bunch of floating sand, so I don't want to break blocks because I want to kind of leave the floating sand. You're doing a great job. I don't know. I hope you're hearing that from other places. I hope you're hearing that from your parents or other teachers or stuff like that. But if not, like, you are doing a great job. And it doesn't matter if it means that you're waking up late. It doesn't matter if you feel like you should be doing more work. That's literally me every day. If my life is feeling like I should be doing more, like I feel like I'm not, trying to provide enough resources, or I wish I could work harder on this stuff, whatever. But like, you are doing a great job. I don't feel like you're doing horrible at this. As long as you are trying your best, that's all any of us can do in this situation. So we're gonna try to find that trail. Head back to my house. Yep, because there's the ice thing, so my house is right back there. I'd also never seen one of these in real life. I don't know if I mentioned that on the last one, but this is also kind of cool. So to recap the other thing that I said, make sure that you leave in the box to the side or as a comment or something. Please leave how you feel about the assignments that we're doing, stuff about your life, honestly, just whatever you feel like is good up there. Also, I had some people who were suggesting it. I'm probably going to move to that abandoned village, by the way. I'll finish this house, but I'm not really happy with it. But you can give me ideas for Minecraft stuff. I mean, if you guys want me to just do like every couple of days make a thing of what's going on in Minecraft, like I'll do that. It's not a ton of work. I'm kind of playing it anyway. So like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell to get those notifications. But I hope you guys are having a great day. I hope you have a good rest of the week. I hope to see/hear from you soon is usually what I say at the very end. But I really do. I hope that I hear from you guys, because the ones that are responding regularly and like actually talking and stuff like that, it does mean a lot. It's really good to hear updates from people's lives other than my own. I mean, like, we were stuck at home, and I've been here for a while. My wife actually got a day off of work for her birthday this past week, and she was here for like 6 hours, and we had to rearrange the furniture. That's why the background is, a little different than usual. We rearranged this room and some other rooms in our house because she was really bored, which I just think was really funny. So, yeah, have a great rest of your day, everybody. This is Mr. Diamond signing off.